Okay, good evening everyone, Kalla here, welcome to my live stream, glad you could make it today. This is my second attempt at starting this stream because I was having a lot of network issues earlier, so I decided I was just going to start again. And I don't have any dropped frames now, so it's all good now. Last time we left off on a cool battle into us. Yes, so let's do the summary. We're going to be playing more Birushana. And last time, we fought side by side with Narutsune against the Amishi. He got injured, we jumped off a cliff. He nearly died. He then got arrested and sentenced to death. We broke him out of prison and sent him on his way back to the Heike. Then we joined up with our brother's forces and got our first experience in battle of rousing an entire army, and then got sent to assist over here, and Narutsune is on the other side of this battlefield. And I think that's where we got to. And hello Nick and Afterall. How are you both doing? Wouldn't be a Kalla stream without. It's been a while since I've had to fight OBS. At least on stream. Alright. Okay, let's get into it. And I'm going to pretend that I don't know what happens for the first 30 minutes. The key to our strategy was to keep the Heike at Saragababa and ensure they camped there. To do that, I had to go out and stop the marching army from proceeding forward. It would be essential to convince the Heike that Yoshinaka's army was powerful and needed to be attacked with caution. I've taken up the role of stopping them at Saragababa. No matter what, I've got to make sure to stop their advance there. Okay, let's go then. Ha! Saragababa. Now let's see how much weight my name really carries. Heike warriors, listen well. Lord Yoritomo Minamoto of Kamakura has joined Kiso Yoshinaka's army in battle. I, Yoshitsune Kuro Minamoto, in the name of my brother Yoritomo, have come here with an army. Scare the Heike. Now, those who do not fear this name, come at me! As soon as I shouted this, many Genji flags rose simultaneously from the grove behind me. Good, we've got them riled up. Looks like we tricked them into thinking we outnumber them too. Also, it looks like my name had the desired effect. Now as long as we get them to camp here... That's a familiar voice. A voice echoed high in the air, and a warrior leaped out from among the Heike. Narutsune. It's Narutsune!
ようやく会えた。今こそ共に誓った約束を果たす時。我が名は平の能登守典常。平家軍副将を務める。
I know from that he has a middle name, but why aren't we getting that on the text? Because there was definitely a word in between Taira and Naritsune. Yeah.
シャナオいや源義経いざ尋常に勝負しろ
As he shouted, quick as lightning, he pulled an arrow from his quiver and shot it directly at me. Ha! I quickly spurred my horse to avoid the arrow, and I too drew my bow and took aim at him.
届かんはあ
Fight. After several clashes of our swords, we pulled our horses away from each other. Naritsune dismounted and pointed his blade at me.
きっと来ると思っていたさあ決着をつけるぞ
His eyes blazed with passion and they begged me to follow him to the ground. Naritsune. Okay, it still highlights the choice I made last time. Even though I just loaded back to my previous save. So, I was hoping I'd find you here. Which was my choice last time, which turned out to be a good choice. Look how big that flower grew. Me too. I was hoping I'd find you here.
そうか貴様も俺と戦うのが待ち遠しかったと見える
Yeah, you can also see I only took it only took me one go to get the right answer that time.
相変わらず恐ろしい剣筋だますます腕が磨かれたではないか
You too.
ようやく貴様との戦いが叶うさあ存分にやり合おうではないか
Naritsune's eyes shone brightly. I'd seen that look in his eyes before. The eyes of a warrior living for the fight. Cool close-up. Yeah, isn't it? It's just a close-up on the same sprite, but it's still real fun. I wanted to live up to his hopes for this battle. I wanted to cross swords with Naritsune and fight to our heart's content. I've been sent here to hold them off. Normally I would pull back in this situation, but Naritsune. I got off my horse and faced Naritsune. The air was tense, and it was as if Naritsune could feel my thoughts. Let's do this, Naritsune. Yeah! My sharp thrust was lightly deflected and Naritsune came back with a horizontal strike. I quickly dodged and counterattacked. You too! Look at these two. You can tell how much fun they're having fighting. At the same time, I jumped back and caught my breath. Natsune's eyes glittered as he readied his sword. I readied my sword to attack again, but suddenly... Shunga, not now! The battle lust withdrew from me and I heard a voice calling me from afar. That was Shungan! Did he see what I was doing and came over here? The voices of Shungan and the others gradually came near, as if they sensed danger. The moment I saw their figures in the distance, I relaxed my stance.
おいどうした一騎打ちの最中になぜ刀を収める
Our fight ends here.
なんだと途 中で投げ出すとは貴様どういうことだ。
I couldn't say anything to Naritsune, his eyes ablaze with fury. All this was just to set up the surprise attack. That takes priority over my fight with Naritsune. Ironic. I went into the war to fight Naritsune, but now I'm leaving a fight with Naritsune for the war. I bit my lip at the frustration of not being able to respond. I tried to shake it off and leave, but...
待て！貴様は俺と戦うためにここへ来たのではないのか！
We made Naritsune upset with us.
答えろ、義経！
Oh? As I tried to escape, Naritsune jumped on me and knocked me to the ground. Eyes like flames looked down on me from above.
貴様、なぜ目を背ける？
Naritsune. He grabbed me tightly by the chin and I couldn't turn my face away from him.
なぜ俺から逃げる？貴様、俺との約束を忘れたのか？
Yes, well then indeed.
俺も貴様も今この時のためにそれぞれの血を受け入れたのではないのか？
When he knocked me to the ground, my body was struck hard, but Naritsune held me down so forcefully I couldn't feel any pain. I could see the anger, frustration, and confusion in his eyes as he shouted. It pierced my heart to see him so upset.
俺は約束通り平家に戻った。そして今、こうして戦場でまみえることができた。貴様の姿を見たとき、ようやく時が来たと思った。だというのに、また逃げるのか？今は無理だと。また離れていくのか？何度貴様はこの手から逃げるんだ！
He's not happy. I was waiting for this moment too. But I have to leave. I have to make sure our surprise attack is a success. I have to bring down the Heike. I have to win this war. Instead of fighting Naritsune as he desired, all I was doing was leading him into a trap. Yeah, right. It's a really nice CG right now. Let's get a better look at that. Very nice. I gritted my teeth in rage at my deception, but no words escaped my trembling lips.
その手をどけろ、乗り継弾いたか。
Shungan!
怪我はないか。戻るぞ。貴様、待て。聞くな、馬に乗れ。
Right. Behind me, I heard Naritsune calling out for me. But I didn't look back. It would have been too painful. I'm sorry, Naritsune. Shungan, why? We were just getting to... Right? I mean, it's Shungan's fault we stopped fighting in the first place.
Mate, Yoshitsune!
乗常様、お待ちを。あまり深追いなされますが、源氏の者が待ち伏せているかもしれませぬ。
くそ！なぜ奴は去っていった？はじめ俺の顔を見たときは目に光があった。だが勝負の途中でそらして、頼朝の名代として軍を率いている以上、勝手な 動はできないということか。くっ、それでは本末転倒ではないか。
Please don't think about that too much, Narutsune, because we need to set up this surprise attack on your army.
則常様。
なんでもない。それより兵の様子はどうだ。
それがかなり動揺が広がっております。常政様も今宵はここに陣を張ると仰せに。先ほど見た旗の数からしてあれはかなりの大軍だろう。このまま前進するのは危険だ。
Here's the guy we ran off at the river. I'm pretty sure.
源氏の兵は我らと同等かそれ以上に数が多い。ここは進軍を止め慎重に行かねば。この辺りで一度陣を敷き相手方の動きを探るとしよ
う。いや、俺は反対だ。この山中にいたままでは我らは不利となる。予定通り今すぐに山を越えるべきだ。それに俺はあの義経の態度が解せぬ。あんなのは奴らしくない。
何を言うんだ則常。その義経があちらにいるから恐ろしいのではないか。
Yeah, Narutsune isn't afraid. Not the way you're afraid.
藤川での戦の折、あの者がいたからあれほどの被害が出たのだ。義経が大軍を率いて義仲軍についているのならば、なおさら慎重に進む必要がある。
だが
とにかくまずは様子見だ。全軍に伝えよう。今宵はここで野営する。はっ。
Narutsune is smart, but he's getting overruled.
くそ。常政も兵たちもすっかりおじけづいている。これでは今すぐ攻撃を仕掛けろと言っても戦いにならん。仕方がない。今宵はできる限り用心しつつ、明日の朝一番に山を降りるほかないか。
ご報告いたします。こちらの目論見通り、平家は猿ヶ馬場で野営を始めたとのこと。野襲の準備も完了いたしました。いつでも出立可能です。
そうかそうか、よくやった。平家め、臆病風に吹かれてまんまと我らの計略に乗ったな。義経、やるではないか。
Indeed, it seems that way.
だが勝負はここからだ。予定通り軍を二手に分ける。俺たち木曽の軍は猿ヶ馬場を迂回しながら進軍し、平家の背後に出る。
So his team's gonna attack from behind, and I guess my team is attacking from the front.
義経、
Sorry,
お
army.
前は鎌倉からの一軍を率いて
Yep.
平家の目の前に構えろ。夜になったら前後より挟み撃ちで奇襲をかけるのだ。
Yes, sir.
では進軍開始。平家の奴らが慌てふためく様が楽しみだ。
Yep, just not just a pincer attack, but a surprise pincer attack at night.
はっ。
A trick like this would be the only way to defeat a force much larger than our own. I know that, but still. The sun soon set and the area was enveloped in darkness.
よし、無事に猿ヶ馬場に着いたな。平家には何とか悟られてはいないようだが。
とはいえ油断は禁物だ、忠信。平家の陣はすぐそこ。こちらの隊列が見えれば終わりだ。
殿、いよいよですな。
Right.
義仲は平家を南に追いやれって言ってたよね。あれってどういう意味なんだろう。
No, he didn't say why. He wouldn't tell us what was going on with terrain to the south, and I suspect there's a cliff. I suspect we're backing the Heike army into a corner.
あの後いくら聞いても教えてはくれなかったな。
Just what is he planning?
我らはこの辺りの山に疎い。土地に詳しい木曽殿にやれと言われれば飲むしかないだろう。
そうですね。ここは言われた通りに動くほかないかと。
Right. Anyway, let's just focus on doing our part. We're outnumbered and outmatched. Everything hinges on our ability to make this surprise attack work. It's going to get rough from here on out. Everyone, be on your toes and make it through safe.
Oh!
Oh wait, I entirely missed that line. Immediately after everyone's voices came together, a battle cry shook the dark night. It came from Yoshinaka's army who was flanking the Heike camp. That's the signal! Everyone to the Heike camp! Charge! Yes, nice shot of all my vassals. Okay. Actually, they weren't all my vassals, because... Never mind.
奇襲だ！源氏の者どもが攻めてきたぞ！
逃げろ！
That guy's so scared, he's vibrating. Look at him go!
待て！
背後からも源氏の兵が！
くそ！挟み撃ちだ！源氏の兵が押し寄せてくる！
やっしゃ！源氏はどれくらいの数がいるのだ？
野因に紛れ敵の数がどれほどか分かりませぬ。前後から凄まじい勢いで攻め込んできます。
Excuse me. Oh, the fat burning products, the ones that... yeah, the ones that sort of shock you, don't they, or something? I don't know.
Oh. そうか、源氏はこれを狙っていたのか。くそ、まんまと敵の計略に乗せられた。
Sorry, Narutsune.
計略だと？
慌てるな。すぐに迎撃態勢を取れ。敵はおそらくそれほどの数ではない。聞け、皆逃げずに戦え。
ダメだ、誰も聞いておらぬ。皆逃げていく。
You're a terrible leader, Tsunemasa.
諦めるのは早い。隊の進路を見極めて。兵士たちが同じ方向へ逃げていく。
It seems like the herding is happening.
源氏の者たちに追い立てられて、いや、誘導されているのか。
I guess we're gonna find out what's to the south.
まさか。クソ。
ノリツネ、どこ行く？
さと逃げろ。敵はまだ攻めてくるぞ。
死にたくない。
周りは囲まれてる。こっちだ。こっちが逃げ道だ。
Did anyone ever tell these guys that if the enemy is surrounding you on all sides except one, you probably shouldn't go that way? Like, there's probably a reason they're letting you run that way. Um...
そっちへ行くな。ダメだ。行くな。貴様ら聞け。これは源氏の罠だ。そちらにあるのはおそらく。
Just a cliff.
この先は崖だ。引き返せ。行き止まりだ。
Can't believe I guessed it. Then again, I can, because what else would there be in the mountains that you would want to drive your enemies towards, you know? I feel bad for these guys. They're stampeding each other off the cliff. I stared in dismay at the nightmarish scene that played out before me. What the hell? Why? Following Sir Yoshinaka's orders, we led the Heike soldiers to a deep valley. By the time the Heike soldiers noticed, it was too late. They were being pushed down the cliffs one by one to the valley below. Screams mingled with angry shouts, drowned out the voices that tried to stop them. Sir Yoshinaka knew this would happen. That's why he told us to drive the soldiers south. Even war has its limits. This kind of strategy is unacceptable. Stop! Stop driving the troops south! Can't you hear me? Stop! I'll have to go further back. Noritsune is going to be real mad at me. Heike men, halt! Halt! If you head this way, you'll die. Do not throw your lives away in vain. Wait! We will not kill in vain. If you surrender, I promise your life will be spared. Someone's gonna kill that guy right now, isn't he? It's true, I promise. Yeah, I figured. I probably could have specified the someone as well. Sir, you are an asshole. Sir Yoshinaka, what are you doing? They were trying to surrender. You can't just kill them like that. And did you know about that cliff to the south? Of course you did. That's why he told you to send them south. You monster! Sorry, faceless Heike soldier. I think you might be done for. No! Wait! Don't go that way!
逃げろ逃げろ。こうなっては大軍も肩なしだ。
I mean, from a tactical standpoint, this is a very good strategy, Yoshinaka. But, you know, it's also an asshole one.
よし、お前ら行くぞ。平家の者ども、あの崖の先まで残らず追いやってやる。
Pete! Listen to me, you can't go that way! Please stop! And yeah, admittedly, there are probably other tactics that would be far worse. Is Naritsune going to believe us if we tell him that we had no idea the cliff was there? Oof. Okay, yeah, that's worse. I was going to say also, like, poisoning the enemy's food supplies and things like that are objectively more asshole-ish. But yeah, that's another kind of poisoning. So that's true, at least it doesn't involve poison. It's said that once a large army is in chaos, no command can bring it back. Countless Heike soldiers fled in a panic to the south and down into the deep valley below. To be fair, what we did in Ituara Ramono was set fire to all of their provisions, not poison them. And yes, I almost used that as an example, and then remembered that we did that. No matter how loud I screamed, no matter how much I cried, my words of caution didn't reach them. Then... the battle was over, I suppose. No one is happy about that. Silence. The battle was over. But still we didn't wake from this nightmare. In the valley below, countless bodies of men and horses piled up, filling the river below. Oh, that can't be good for anyone downriver who's reliant on that water. It's gonna be full of dead person. The blood that flowed from them turned the water bright red. The mountains and fields below, too, were stained crimson. The stench of death continues to claw its way up from the valley below. So, this is war. And yet, in the face of this hell on earth... I'm still very worried about all of the farms and things downriver from here. Also, I don't mean to tell you how you should do your thing, but I probably some of them are probably not dead down there, and you should probably go finish them off. No, how could he be so happy in the face of so much death and destruction?
何をほうけた顔をしている。我ら源氏の大勝利だぞ。
Yes, some of them down there are probably still kicking and probably in a lot of pain. And dying slowly, so maybe you could go and at least give them a quick death.
Doda! 見たか！圧倒的な戦力差をひっくり返してやった。平家なぞ恐るるに足らず、これがこの俺、源義仲の力だ。
I don't like your strategy.
義経、お前もよくやった。猿ヶ馬場に平家を集める手際はなかなか見事なものだったぞ。
This is wrong.
なんだと？
This is too gruesome. Was it really necessary to kill all these men? I cannot approve of this. I don't care how brutal war can be. There was no reason to kill all these men.
何かと思えばそんなことか。
Just look at what we did.
くだらん。今さらふぬけたことを言うな。奇襲を仕掛けると最初に言ったのはお前だ。
Hey, don't put this all on me. You're the one who sent them off a cliff.
俺はただ、より確実に兵力を減らせる方法を考えただけ。見ろ、作戦は大当たりだ。平家の大軍を蹴散らしてやった。
But you also cut down a soldier who tried to surrender. Killing those who wish to surrender is unacceptable. On top of that, you took so much glee in forcing the Heike off the cliff, even after it was clear they'd lost the battle. Why would you do such a thing?
綺麗事を言うな。敵を殺すのは当たり前だろう。平家の奴らなど生かしておく必要はない。
So you plan to kill every last one of the Heike?
ああ、そうだ。俺は平家を滅亡させ、奴らの全てを奪い取り、追いやられてきた源氏を返り咲かせてみせる。そのために戦っているのだ。奴らなんぞに天下を好き放題にさせてたまるか。我ら源氏が平家の者どもから受けた屈辱を忘れたわけではあるまい。お前とて平家を滅ぼすために戦っているのだろうが。
Yeah, we're here to defeat them, not annihilate them. No, I'm here to protect the people that have been harmed by the Heike all these years.
何が違う？どう言葉で飾り立てたところでやることは同じだ。平家を倒す。つまり殺すことだろう。戦とは、すなわち人を殺すことなのだからな。なかなか見どころのあるやつかと思ったが、期待外れか。お前がこんなぬるいことを言っているようでは、鎌倉の頼朝も知れたものだ。まあいい。この俺が平家を滅ぼす様を指をくわえて見ていろ。
Feel free, go ahead.
我が軍は勢いに乗っている。このまま京へと攻め上がるぞ。
I clenched my fists tightly as he turned on his heel and strode away from me. Am I really the same as Sir Yoshinaka? I wanted to say no, but I don't know what to say. I've already seen the horrors of war. And from what I've seen, all the rituals and manners, it's all bullshit. In the end, it's all about killing the other side. Besides, I'm the one who deceived Narutsune to make the operation a success. No matter how worthy the cause, war was still about deception and death. Still, I hated everything about that massacre that occurred last night. Was this really the way to conduct a war? What's the difference between defeating the Heike and destroying them? And just which is it that I want to do?
シャナ、大丈夫か？
I'm sorry, Shungen. I think I just need some time alone.
わかった。
What am I fighting for? I don't know anything anymore. This battle would later be called the Battle of Kurakara Pass. Here, the Heike lost most of their 100,000 troops, but Taira Tsunemasa and a few others managed to survive and retreat to Kyoto.
そして副将である平頼経もまた京へと退去した模様です。
逃げたか。あの混乱の中、幾人かの武将も谷底へ落ちたようだが、悪運の強い奴らだ。
Surprised Tsunemasa got away. I guess Naritsune probably helped him. Naritsune is alive? My stomach churned as I thought about Naritsune falling to his death, living for battle only to die by a cowardly trick. I'm not sure I could have ever forgiven myself had he died like that. I think it's more Yoshitsune's seeing the true horror of war for the first time and basically going, what have I gotten myself in for? With also the worry about Naritsune on the other side as well. Still, I couldn't bring myself to be happy either. Not after the terrible massacre that had occurred. The deeds of Sir Yoshinaka and his great victory will be heard far and wide throughout the world. And however despicable the method, he had won.
さあ、これで我らの敵はもういない。我が軍はこのまま京へ上がるぞ。
はっ。
Kyoto.
なぜ我らが京から逃げねばならぬのです。
Oh, they're running?
徳子様、どうかお聞き入れくだされ。これはすでに皆で決めたこと。北陸に派遣した討伐軍は無残にも敗走。そして義仲軍5万がここへ攻め込んでくると知らせが来ておるのです。源氏の軍勢はもうすぐそこ。この京が戦火に包まれる前に福原へ移らねば。
兵を出せばよいでしょう。源氏の荒武者どもなど返り討ちにしてしまえばいい。
Tokiko, did you not hear that they completely annihilated your main force?
今の我らに兵はもうほとんど残っておりません。5万の源氏になど到底立ち向かえないでしょう。しかし我らは安徳天皇様を擁しております。皇位の象徴たる三種の神器と天皇様さえご無事であれば道はあります。
The sacred treasures. The three sacred treasures of the Emperor, used to signify that one has inherited the throne.
落ち延び体制を整えれば京を奪還することもできるはず。どうか今はご辛抱を。
わかりました。我が子、安徳天皇さえ無事であれば再起を図ることもできましょう。平家が、私たちが負けるなど、私は絶対に認めません。
ああ、都落ちなんてつまらない。 せっかく源氏が攻めてくるっていうなら迎え撃ってやればいいのに。
そうもいかないだろう。今の平家の数では一方的に蹂躙されるだけだ。
そう、俺と兄上がいれば奴らに一泡吹かせることだってできるよ。
Bagheera, are you in a rush to die?
久しぶりに暴れたいな。血と炎に巻かれた都の姿なんて結構見ものじゃない？
There is something wrong with this person.
さあね。私はただ身を任せるだけだよ。平家が向かうこの流れの先へと。
If he wants to die, let him.
さて、あの者は一体どうするのだろうね。
I mean, I don't like either of these two. I do not like them.
ああ、まさか我らがこのような浮き目に遭おうとは。
今日の景色ももはやこれで見納めであろうか。なんとも悲しいことだ。
住み慣れた都を離れ、どう暮らせばよいのか。この先の不安に押しつぶされそうじゃ。
それは皆も同じよ。今はただ列を乱さず進むのみ。屋敷もこの手で焼き払ったのだ。もう振り返ってはならぬ。
What's the point of doing that? Burning your house down as you leave?
そうじゃな。皆火をつけてしもうた。あれが我らのせめてもの意地じゃ。敵になどくれてやるものか。義仲がつく頃には消し済みとなっておろう。
Yeah, I mean, I get it. But it's very petty. Ooh, fire.
平家一年の象徴六原か。叔父上の作り上げた映画の都が燃え落ちる。
Rokuhara, the traditional residence of the Taira Heike clan, centered around Kiyomori's mansion, located near Matsubaracho, Higashi Yamaku in Kyoto. Yeah, there were a lot of screams. I feel bad for the commoners, the ones who aren't parts of the Heike, who've been having to deal with the Heike this whole time, and now the Heike are just leaving and they've just set the entire city on fire.
貴族の屋敷も西八条もすべて火に巻かれ、人々も平家に連なり逃げていく。すべてが消える。我らは終わるのだな。悔しさよりも怒りよりも虚しさばかりが湧き上がる。俺は本当に無力だ。ダメだ！行くな！貴様ら聞け！これは源氏の罠だ！そちらにあるのはおそらく止まれ！無駄死にするな！クソ！クソ！ 納得のいく戦をすることもできず、計略にはまり無残に兵を死なせてしまった。
Helpless young power protagonist love interest. And screw the rules, you have pink hair, yes.
もはや平家の勢力は消えかけている。因縁ある者同士、戦場で決着をつけようと誓ったというのに。
Oh yeah, where's the battlefield for me to settle this score with Naritsune on?
もはや一門にいても戦はできまい。
Oh no, look at his eyes!
ただ一つ。
The light went out of them. Oh no.
来い、義経。燃えかす同然のこの命、貴様との勝負に捧げようではないか。
He's gonna stick around to fight us?
なんだと、平家は屋敷に火を放ってそのまま逃げたというのか。
はい、おそらく我らに敗北し家や財を奪われるよりはとの判断でしょう。
俺の強さにおじけづいたか。敵前逃亡とは侍の風上にも置けん。
Can't call yourself a samurai and run for a fight. Yeah, that's why you'll find Naritsune there among the ashes. Because he ain't running.
兵たちを町中に散らせ。まだ平家の残党どもが残っているかもしれん。一人も逃がすな。
はっ、皆聞いたね。町へ参回しろ。
栗から峠での大勝は奴らにとってよほど衝撃だったと見える。まあいい。もはや我らに敵はない。今まで平家に追いやられてきた分、思い切り暴れさせてもらうぞ。
Tear up the town? Excuse me. I wish to speak on behalf of all the commoners who live here. Please don't be an asshole.
平家がここに隠れていないだろうな。家の中を改める。
Look, there's no way these commoners are going to be hiding any Heike. They are terrified of them.
やめろ、ここには平家なんかいない。俺たちは関係ねえ。どけ、邪魔する奴は叩き切るぞ。
The poor people of Kyoto. Their lot in life has not been good.
返せよ、それは俺たちの食料だ。
黙れ。もうこの京の都は義仲様のものだ。貴様ら平民の持ち物もすべて俺たちがいただく。
ふざけるな。そんな勝手なことが許されるわけが。
うるさい。我ら源氏に逆らうな。
誰か助けて。
助けなど来るか。ここは我らのものだ。
そんな、平家が去ったと思えば今度は源氏が。
おしまいだ。この町はもうめちゃくちゃだ。
Well-armored bandits, indeed. Same time, the outskirts of Kyoto. Having marched with the rearguard, we arrived in the capital a little later than Sir Yoshinaka. What the hell? What is this? What's going on? I thought the Heike had already fled. Why is the capital in such disarray?
義仲軍だ。義仲軍の兵士が民を襲っている。
略奪でしょうね。名もなき増兵たちが戦場でこういった行為をする場面に何度か遭遇したことがあります。
This kind of thing shouldn't be allowed to happen. We've got to stop them. See where RPG protagonists get their looting strats from. Yeah. At least the RPG protagonist doesn't usually kill the people in the house as well.
義経様の言う通り、許されることではない。だが、こういったことは戦の中では起こりうる。指揮官が止めなければなおさらな。
むごいね。
Commander, Yoshinaka, we've got to tell him to stop this.
サナ、どこへ行く？
I'm going to find Sir Yoshinaka and tell him to stop this. You all go through the town and get the soldiers to stop this.
殿、お待ちを。
Houses were burning and fear gripped the faces of the villagers we passed along the way. Through the chaos we ran, searching for Sir Yoshinaka. Why? Why is this happening? The way Sir Yoshinaka's army is tormenting these people, Heike or Genji, who is the real enemy for the people of Kyoto? I've got to fight to lift these people out of their suffering. Along with fighting Noritsune, that's what I pledged to do. We've got to hurry, we've got to stop!
No,
I'm here to protect the people that have been harmed by the Heike all these years.
何が違う？どう言葉で飾り立てたところでやることは同じだ。平家を倒す、つまり殺すことだろう。戦とはすなわち人を殺すことなのだからな。
Am I doing the right thing? If the Genji triumph here, will the people really be saved? I bite my lip, sadness and anger welling up inside me. I kept questioning what is right and what is wrong. I couldn't find the answer. All I could do was run. This is near Rokuhara, right? There's nobody here. No Genji, no villagers. Should head somewhere else. Ah, here's Noritsune. You.
来たか、義経。
Noritsune.
刀を抜け。ここで俺たちの決着をつける。
With the light of the burning city behind him, Noritsune stood in my path. The flames bathed his sword in a fiery crimson light. Noritsune, wait! I have to find Sir Yoshinaka. Yeah, because if I waste time by fighting you here, more villagers could die. You've seen the chaos the capital is in. We've got to stop this now. It's not the time to fight.
いや違う。今この時だからこそだ。
His voice is just so flat now. Naritsune? What's going on? I mean, it's not so strange for Noritsune to challenge me to a duel, but... A strange feeling of discomfort hummed in my chest. Why didn't you leave Kyoto with the rest of the Heike? Why are you here?
なぜとは愚問だな。貴様を待っていたに決まっているだろう。
I don't like the lack of emotion that's in his voice right now. Comparatively to other times. What?
平家は兵の大半を失っている。それゆえに都落ちしていったのだ。確かに西国には平家に味方する者もまだいる。体制はいくらか立て直せるかもしれん。だが、それも長くは持たんだろう。平家は恨みを買いすぎた。 様も知っているはずだ。
That's
おそらく今の源氏の勢いは止められん。遅かれ早かれ一門は滅びるだろう。栗から峠で俺も多くの兵を死なせた。あの戦で全て終わったのだ。もはや俺には何も残ってはいない。
do I think that the
貴
best
様との
job?
約束以外にはな。
Well, that's kind of difficult when we've been, like, a lot of our time has been with Narutsune. On a personal basis, I really like Benkei's voice. But that's just personal preference. Despite the spite that filled his words as he spoke, there was no wavering in his gaze. I'm sorry, Narutsune. I never meant for things to turn out that way.
何も言うな。あれは戦だ。一騎打ちの時、貴様の様子はおかしかった。あれが貴様の本意でなかったことなど分かっている。あの状況下では奇襲が必要だった。それを察知できなかった俺が愚かだったというだけだ。
Narutsune.
俺は平家を、貴様は源氏を背負って戦った。
No. He's got that expression
そ
with
れがこの結果だというなら、
with no highlights in his eyes again.
だが、それもここで終わりだ。
What are you saying, Narutsune? Do you really intend to die here?
ああ、そうだ。俺の命の使い道は貴様との勝負と決めている。来い、義経！
I don't like that look in his eyes. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it. Wait! Wait, Narutsune! Something's wrong. Narutsune's never looked at me with such vacant eyes. He always looked at me with his strong, brilliant, shining eyes.
いいから抜け。来ないならこちらから行くぞ。
Yeah, empty is a good description of that. Damn it, Narutsune, don't do this! Narutsune, stop!
なぜ刀を抜かない。負け戦の将となった俺とは戦えんか。
No, that's not it! Listen, there's something I need to do. Besides, it's not like you to surrender yourself like this.
問答無用。
This wasn't the promise we made to each other. We aren't going to throw our lives away on an empty battle. Yeah. I have no choice. I have to pull my sword out now.
誰かお助けください。
That servant boy, why are you covered in cuts?
お前は。
乗りつね様。ああ、よかった。まだいらっしゃった。どうかお助けを。
Did some of the Heike set fire to their estates with their servants still in there?
おい、カムロを見つけたぞ。
Oh no, it's these guys.
逃げ切れるとでも思ったか。
It's these guys. Yoshinaka's soldiers.
おとなしく逃げずにいれば切られずに済んだもの。
Yeah, it's these guys' fault. I'm sorry for temporarily blaming the Heike. It's these guys.
まあ相手は平家の犬。どうせ生かしておくつもりもなかったが。
He's just a servant and he wasn't even fighting you back, you assholes.
うるせえ、死ねえ。
I mean, they did leave their servants behind. Stop this!
貴様、邪魔は。
Yeah! Did we just kill two guys from our inside? Oh well! The back sprites are so good for the fights. Noritsune, why didn't you do anything? That boy is a Heike just like you.
ああ、俺も知っているものだ。だが平家はもう終わりだろう。
So that's why you didn't stop them? Are you trying to say he's just going to die anyway? Stop this, Noritsune! Did we just hit him? What is there for you to be lost about? You were the one who said you wanted to protect the weak. You saved those travelers in Hirazumi, didn't you? Your mother told you to protect the weak, didn't she? Then don't give up! If you can save a life, save it! That's what I believe. The moment I said that, the haze I was in before suddenly became clear. Yes, that's right. I fight for the weak, for those who are suffering, and that will never change. I won't fight like Sir Yoshinaka, I'll fight my own way. My goal is to help those who are suffering at the hands of the powerful. If there are weak people being oppressed, we can't just stand by and let it happen. And if you can't do that, what kind of general are you? What kind of warrior are you? Now come on, give me a hand. We've got to treat him. I got down on my knees and looked at the servant boy who had just collapsed. The wounds are deeper than I thought. This is bad.
私はいいのです。それより、乗りつね様。六原の奥に逃げ遅れた他のカムロや家来の祭司たちがまだ大勢います。
So, you know what I said about them setting fire to their houses with people still there? I think I may have been right. And seriously, did they leave their wives and children? The hell?
ですが先ほど吉中軍に見つかってしまい、皆逃げておりますが、きっと長くは保ちません。
I mean, I guess they weren't physically trapped in a burning building, but they were still stuck in the area full of burning buildings.
それで助けを呼びに来たのか。
はい。事実、則常様に会えました。 どうかお願いします。
He stretched out a pale, trembling hand, drained of blood, to Noritsune.
あなた様はお強い方。私たちを導いてくださるお方。
だが俺は
お願いします。助けてください。皆を、仲間たちを。
Noritsune.
分かった。必ず助けよう。
Noritsune silently took the boy's hand and spoke in a low voice.
よかった。ありがとうございます。
I'm sad now. Let's go, Noritsune. We can't let his death be in vain. This is not the end of our story.
義経貴様
You still have a job to do. You've got to protect those who can't fight for themselves. Noritsune looked down at the breathless servant.
お前は立派な男の子だ。仲間のためにここまでかけてきたのだからな。必ず約束は果たそう。
Ah, we like that look in Noritsune's eyes. Silently, he placed the servant boy on the ground, and then he stood up vigorously. The light had returned to his eyes.
行くぞ義経。向かうは六原の方角。手分けして逃げている者たちを助け出す。
Right.
ようやく追い詰めたぞ。観念しろ、平家の者どもめ。
どうか命だけはお助けを。私たちはただの女と子供です。
Yeah, you don't kill non-combatants, for goodness sake.
助けて。私はまだ死にたくない。どうかお慈悲を。
ダメだ。貴様らは平家なのだからな。
今まで平家がどれだけ人を苦しめたと思っている。お前たちも同罪だ。逃げられると思ったか。
そんな。
恨むなら平家に生まれた己の運命を恨むんだな。おい、やってしまえ。
Stop! Stop! Do not kill these people!
なんだお前は。
There's quite a lot of them. More than I would have thought.
こいつ源義経だぞ。源氏の義経がなぜ邪魔を。我らの味方のはずだろう。
It's true I fought with you in the last battle, but your methods are unacceptable. Slaying unarmed women and children is unacceptable. I just don't understand it. Why are you doing this? Why would you want to torment the innocent? You're all acting like nothing more than a bunch of bandits. If that's the way Yoshinaka's army operates, I want no part.
貴様、我らを愚弄するか。
いくら源氏の御曹司とはいえ、俺たちを盗賊扱いするとは許しておけん。
I can call you common bandits if you're acting like common bandits, mate.
やれ。義経は平家の味方だ。裏切り者を切り殺せ。
Ah!
ひるむな。たかが一人で何ができる。
There's only one of him, yeah, but he's fighting in, he's fighting a Warriors game at this point. And you're all mooks, so you're gonna die real easy. Everyone, get out of here! My movements will be limited while I'm defending. Oh, I have to protect them somehow. See? Ha!
くそ。こうなれば。女、まずはお前からだ。
You think I'm going to let you do that?
この邪魔をするな。
いや、来ないで。なんで源氏が我らを助ける。一体どうしたら。
Yeah, they're still confused as to what's going on. That's why they won't run. But if this keeps up, they'll be trapped. Yeah, we need to do the warriors. I mean, we know that Yoshitsune here has the special attack thing. Unfortunately, it like wipes out all of her stamina afterwards. But we do have glowy eyes mode.
この裏切り者が。
I dodged as quickly as I could, but it was too late. I was distracted and the enemy's blade sliced through my side. Shit, that's a really deep cut! This is bad.
人たち入ったぞ。これならいける。今だ。一斉にかかれ。
Who are we getting saved by? Is it Narutsune? No, he was supposed to go off somewhere else. No, it's Narutsune. Oh, I like that sprite placement. Sort of placing them back to back like that. It's very nice. Very nice. Before I knew it, the men who charged at me were knocked to the ground. Out of the corner of my eye, I saw the shine of a blade. There, Narutsune stood, protecting us all from the soldiers. Narutsune!
悪いな。出遅れたようだ。
Not at all, you're just in time. Thanks for the help.
そうか。ならばさっさと片付けるぞ。
Right.
ノリツネ様。ノリツネ様だ。ノリツネ様が私たちを助けに来てくれた。
平の乗り継ぎだ。義経が平家武将と共にいるぞ。やはりこいつは裏切り者だ。
Time to take out the trash, yes. No one will hear about me being a traitor if all of these guys are dead.
こいつを討ち取れば一気に名が上がる。逃がしろ、囲め。 義経ともども乗り継ぎを殺せ。
The faces of the men contorted with a mix of bloodlust and glee, their blades flickering with the flames as they surrounded us.
傷はどうだ。
Exactly. The story is told by the victors, after all. Or the survivors, I suppose. Nothing to worry about. This is kind of mirroring the last time they fought side by side. when Noritsune took the deep wound and was like, nah, it's good. If I'm not careful, I'll lose my strength. But if I don't fight here, it's all over.
痩せ我慢を言うとは強情なやつめ。だが、それでいい。今しばらく耐えろ。まずはここを切り抜けるぞ。
Right. From there, we lost ourselves in battle. Noritsune and I slashed at the Yoshinaka troops who attacked us wildly, while protecting the Heike servants behind us. Noritsune compensated for my dull, weary movements with grace, taking down the soldiers as they came near. Eventually, I noticed there were no more soldiers standing. I think some of them escaped, but I think we did enough to keep them away from here.
助かったぞ。これも乗狐様のおかげだ。
Shouldn't this lot have been running while we were dealing with them?
本当に。あの義経まで来た時は驚いたけれど。
They still seem to be confused about my presence, but at least they've all calmed down a bit.
どうにか終わったようだな。
Yeah, we...
おい、しっかりしろ。
As soon as the adrenaline from the battle had passed, I staggered in pain from my wound. Noritsune ran up to me as I collapsed.
その傷でよく戦ったものだな。もう動けぬだろう。
Adrenaline? It's fine. Just get everyone out of here quick. More soldiers are bound to show up. Yoshinaka's army is everywhere in the capital. If another squad of his troops find us, we won't be able to fight them off. Noritsune, take them and run!
貴様はどうするつもりだ。平家を守り、義仲の兵に剣を向けたとあってはもう。
Yeah, we should go with Noritsune now. For reasons. He was right. Sir Yoshinaka would never forgive me for killing his men. I have no regrets about what I've done. I just hope that Yoshinaka doesn't take it out on Shingen and the others. But that's my problem, not Noritsune's. Don't worry about me. I can handle this on my own.
どうにかなるような問題ではない。貴様とて分かっているだろうが。
Just go! Get out of here! If these people die, it was all for nothing.
貴様はどこまで強情なんだ。立っていることもできんくせに。もういい。
Are we about to be kidnapped? What? We are about to be kidnapped. Ooh, Princess Carrie. I expected to be slung over his shoulder. But no. Hey, remember that time when all of the other guys were fighting over who should carry me? Well... Also, let's take the text box away for a second to appreciate this. Very nice. Especially with the flaming embers effect on it. It's very nice. Hey! Let go of me! Put me down!
じっとしていろ。俺はもう貴様を連れて行くと決めたのだ。
Yeah.
何があろうと下ろさんぞ。
They are spoiling us with these CGs.
おい、平家の者たち。喜ぶのは後だ。すぐに今日から脱出する。
はい。しかし則常様、その源氏も一緒にですか？
どうして源氏は敵ではありませんか？
Were you not paying attention to the fact I saved your lives?
確かに源氏は敵だ。だが見ただろ。こいつは身を挺して、あの兵士どもからお前たちを守ったのだ。その恩人を、ここで見殺しにするつもりか。
それは。
分かったら出発だ。悠長に話している暇はない。行くぞ。
Naritsune's words, their eyes widened. Puzzled, they followed Naritsune without saying another word. Naritsune, are you serious? You're taking me with you?
正気に決まっている。殺されると分かっているのに、貴様を置いていけるわけがないだろう。
He still wants that duel. You're not allowed to die beforehand.
後のことは後で考える。
He knew I should have been upset at his hypocrisy. He called me stubborn, but yet he refused to think his actions through. You're an idiot! You know that, Naritsune? But I couldn't bring myself to be upset at him. Quite the opposite. My heart was overflowing and I felt that I could cry. So I decided to go with Naritsune. That night, we escaped from Kyoto. With me still in Naritsune's arms, we set out to rejoin the Heike. Not knowing what lay ahead, we had no choice but to continue our journey throughout the night. I'm not sure I want to go to where all of the Heike are. Chapter 10. In the dark, it was hard to know how much ground we'd covered in the mountains. But when Naritsune was sure that we were far enough away from Kyoto, we finally stopped. Also, didn't I need some bandages or something?
止まれ。一旦ここで休息を取る。
When they heard these words, the other Heike who had been following close behind slumped down, drained of all strength. It was no wonder. The people we were with were mostly servant women and children, not accustomed to hikes in the mountains. It would have been better to keep going, but continuing to march under these conditions was too dangerous. As for me... Yeah!
おい、しっかりしろ。貴様、顔色が悪いな。
So is it...
出血が多い。
Is it time to reverse things and have Naritsune patch my wounds? And keep me warm through the night? Also, he's going to 100% know that Yoshitsune is a girl. Very shortly, right? I'm fine, really.
またか。貴様のそれは当てにならん。
With that, Naritsune carried me to a place away from the other Heike before gently placing me down in the grass. It's no use, I can't even walk. I'm sorry, Naritsune. Forcing you to carry me is placing an unnecessary burden on you. You should...
なめるな。貴様一人の重さなどどうということはない。
Despite his reply, I knew he was lying. And it pained me to know I was an unnecessary burden on their escape. Yeah, neither of these two are good liars. They're both incredibly stubborn and really bad liars. They really suit each other. Perhaps I should have stayed in Kyoto after all. Why did I decide to come with them? Unaware of my consternation, Naritsune crouched down beside me and ripped a piece of cloth from his pocket.
とにかく手当てが必要だ。おい、傷を見せろ。
No thanks! It's fine, really.
何のバカな。不要なわけがあるか。いいから見せろ。
I said no! I shouted and dragged myself away from Naritsune. To dress the wound, I'll have to take off my kimono. And if I do that, Naritsune will know I'm a woman. What would Naritsune think if he knew I'd been lying all these years? How would he react? I don't know, I think he'd still be pretty impressed by you. Not sure Naritsune cares so much about your gender. As rather than, like, how good a warrior you are. I was too scared to let him know my secret, so I firmly refused to take off my armor. But then he spoke. Oh, has he figured it out and he's gonna tell us he figured it out and not to worry?
お前が何を忌避しているか、俺は理解しているつもりだ。
Yep.
肌を見せたくない理由は、お前の性別だろ。
What? I stared blankly at Naritsune, stunned by the matter-of-fact tone in his voice. I could tell by the way he was looking at me that he already knew. Yeah, see? And he doesn't care! You knew? When?
平泉でお前に助けられた時だ。夢うつつではあったが、あの夜の記憶はうっすらと残っている。
He has a vague memory of boobs.
もしかしてとは思っていたが、先ほどのお前の反応で確信した。
I see. So he did remember that night. Ever since that night, whenever I thought back to it, I felt a sharp pain in my heart. Why didn't you say anything?
口にする必要を感じなかったからな。まあ、戦の最中で、それどころではなかったのもあるが。
You're not angry? I've been lying to you this whole time.
もちろん驚きはした。女が男として生きるなど、普通ならありえんからな。だからといって、それを理由に貴様を責めるつもりはない。源氏には源氏の事情があったのだろう。お互い自由の利かぬ家柄に生まれたのだ。それくらいは俺でも予想がつく。
He said this as though it was the most obvious thing in the world.
よもや女だからといって、今さら俺が貴様を軽んじるとでも思っているのではあるまいな。それは俺という武人に対する侮辱だぞ。
See? You're a good guy, Naritsune. But, Naritsune...
女だからなんだという。貴様は貴様だ。俺が認めた好敵手であることには変わらないだろうが。
See, that's what I said. He doesn't care about your gender. He cares about how strong you are.
堂々と前を向け。貴様の強さは俺が保証してやる。
Naritsune judges others only by their fighting ability. Yes.
この乗常と対等にやり合うやつなど男でもそうはいないのだからな。
Naritsune looked at me with the same straight eyes that he always did. That's so like you. Just the sight of him made my tense heart relax. He doesn't see me as a man or a woman. He just sees me as me.
だからまあなんだ、俺に性別を隠す必要はない。肌を見られたくないなら着物でもかけておけばいい。準備が整うまでは後ろを向いていてやる。だが手当てはさせろ。それ以上血を失うのは危険だ。他には何もしないと約束する。
As soon as Narutsune said that, he turned his back to me. Despite his bluntness, I knew it came from a place of kindness. And though I'd barely wrapped my mind around what had just happened, I no longer saw any reason to refuse him. All right. I gave a small nod and peeled off my blood-soaked kimono. The wound was not very deep, but the cut itself was large, and my kimono was stained red with sticky blood. Narutsune wrapped a cloth around the wound and made quick work of it. So let's enjoy the CG. We're getting so many today. Yeah, that's a lot of blood. The pain was unrelenting and it seemed to grow in intensity. As I lay there, I followed his movements with my eyes. And true to his word, Narutsune kept his gaze squarely on my wound. Well, yeah, it's the normal amount for a cat that size, that's true. Right, thank you. When he was done, Narutsune quickly put my kimono back on. Which is still all covered in blood, gross.
やはりここでは大した処置はできんな。皆と合流し、落ち着く場所に着いたら、もっとしっかりした手当てをしなければ。
It's fine. We're quite far out of Kyoto now. You should leave me here and continue forward with the others.
おい貴様、まだ言うか。いい加減にしないと。
Listen! I grabbed Narutsune's hand. His face was stern, but he jumped back as if caught off guard by my strong tone. Narutsune, thank you for everything. I was glad to hear you say it doesn't matter to you if I'm a woman. I'm glad that you see me as me really I am. I may be a woman, but I'm still me. I'd always wanted someone to say those words to me. And of all people, I never thought that Narutsune would be the one to say those words to me. You always look me straight in the eye. You always see me as me, not just as a Genji or as your enemy. And I can't tell you how relieved I am that the look in your eyes didn't change when you found out I'm a woman. But that's why I can't cause any more trouble for you.
俺は俺のやりたいようにするだけだ。迷惑などではない。
Not only did Narutsune save me from my wounds, but he spoke to me the words I'd always wanted to hear. And despite my pleas to leave me behind, he stubbornly shook his head. Ah man, you heard the water, did you? Whoops. I didn't know how loud it was. Yeah. You see, I have upgraded my setup. I no longer have to leave the room to obtain more water. Well, for a while anyway. The dispenser is now empty. No drinking ASMR. There's a... Yeah, it's a bit loud. It doesn't pour very well. It also keeps the water cold, which is very nice. It's been very useful these last few weeks. It's also kind of shaped like a penguin, which probably doesn't help with the pouring. It's kind of a lie to say it's shaped like a penguin. It's kind of shaped like a kettle. It just has... It just has feet and a tiny little tail. Anyway. Is it like a chubby penguin? Yeah, just imagine like a kettle, except it looks kind of like a penguin. It is quite adorable. Yeah, he's not letting us. No staying behind to die. Ritsune spoke firmly and placed his own hand on top of mine, squeezing it gently. And in the face of his strong and powerful gaze, I found myself unable to say any more. He stood up and called out to the rest of the Heike. Yeah, but Noritsune, what do you think is going to happen to me when we get to the rest of the Heike? They're just going to sentence me to death. And then you're going to have to break me out of prison and send me on my way, and then they'll get mad at you. He turned back to me and lifted me in his arms without saying a word. Noritsune. I mean, yeah, he's not the brightest still in the shed, is he? But he's a good egg. We continued to move through the mountains in the pitch-black night, relying only on the scarce moonlight to guide us. The road was rough. The stress of leading everyone while carrying me must have been considerable, but Noritsune never complained. And despite feeling guilty, Noritsune's attitude told me there was no point in protesting further. Did they use leeches in Japan? Do they have leeches in Japan? How far across the world do leeches spread? I don't know. I had no choice but to quietly surrender myself to his plan and try not to interfere with his steps as he carried me. Why are you doing so much to help me? The words spilled out and Noritsune replied bluntly without taking his eyes off the road. Back then?
平泉でエミシに襲われた時だ。俺が傷を負い、お前に命を助けられた。
Emishi, historical name for the people of northern Japan who resisted the rule of the imperial court. Ah, you went and googled about leeches, did you, after all? Thank you. Oh, that... It's true. It was the exact same situation as then, only our roles were reversed. As I recall, I didn't once hesitate to help him. I guess so. At that time, all I could think was that I didn't want you to die. Even if it meant Naritsune finding out I was a woman. Even if it meant betraying the Fujiwara family. I wanted you to live. It defied logic. But if I was sent back in time to that very moment, I'm sure I'd do the same thing all over again.
俺も同じ気持ちだ。何としてもお前を助けたいと思う。
Oh, I like that expression.
本当に俺たちは似た者同士だ。
Look, he's smiling. Very nice. Naritsune let out a small laugh.
まあそう気にするな。あの時お前に助けられた借りを返すと思え。
Then we're still not even. I owed you back then. You helped me before that, remember? When I was still Shenhao and the Heike chased me out of Kyoto.
ああ、そういえばそんなことを言っていたな。
Exactly. So you don't owe me anything.
いちいち細かいことを気にするやつだ。だったら貸し借りなどもう気にするな。俺はやりたいようにするだけだ。
Classic Naritsune. I'm just doing what I want. You haven't changed a bit since we first met.
お前こそ強情なところはちっとも変わらんな。
This is a good bonding moment. Oh, never mind. Despite his words, Naritsune's tone was soft. And in spite of the situation, I somehow found myself comforted by his words. With nothing to hide from him anymore, I found myself able to speak honestly with him. Yes, she did blush. She did blush. There were no longer any secrets for us to hide behind.
お前と出会ったあの夜がひどく遠い昔のように思えるな。
It does. The world had changed drastically, and we had both experienced so much in that time. We'd come a long way together. We were no longer the selfish people we had been, no longer two kids overwhelmed by their shared destinies. Still, there were some things that would never change. And as I looked into his fiery eyes, I knew it to be true.
不思議なものだ。俺とお前は幾度も命を懸けて剣を交わしてきた。だというのに、その一方では、こうして互いの命を惜しんでいるなど。
Quite the contradiction when you think about it. Kenji and Heike were supposed to be mortal enemies.
俺とお前は似た者同士だ。とことんな。似ているからこそぶつかり合う。そして似ているからこそ惹かれ合うのだろう。俺はな、義経。自分に一番近しいものはお前だと思っている。
Aww. What?
うまく言えんが、お前は特別なのだ。一門の者よりも、それこそ親兄弟よりも、誰よりも近い場所にお前の存在を感じている。
Hey Noritsune, there's a word for that feeling, you know? My heart thumped feverishly. It was as though he spoke my very thoughts. Yes, the reason I knew I could take up the name of Genji was because of him. Good point, Ethel. He's not gonna get it if we don't give him a hint, huh? Because we made a pledge to each other to fight with all our strength and the full weight of our destinies on our backs. Me too, Noritsune. I feel closer to your heart than anyone else's.
そうか。やはり俺たちは似た者同士だな。
Noritsune smiled with deep satisfaction. Noritsune. Oh, we got a blush again. What is this feeling in my heart? Oh wait! Yoshitsune is not gonna be able to figure this out on her own either. Oh no! I forgot, we have two idiots. This can't end well. I felt the urge to say something to him, but the words stayed caught up in my chest, and so I stayed silent. So I continued to lean on Noritsune's back in silence. I was rocked gently back and forth as he strode. My heart trembled, and for some reason I felt myself fighting back tears. I don't think he noticed. And in a low, soft tone, Noritsune continued to speak.
俺たちはそっくりで、誰よりお互いを認め合っている。だからこそ、決して負けたくないとも思うのだろうな。
I mean, to be fair, in Cupid Parasites, Mr. Snail was also being a bit dense. But not as dense as this, I suppose.
奇妙な絵にしというほかないが、お前がその相手なら文句はない。とことんまで付き合ってやろうではないか。
Noritsune turned back to look at me. His eyes reflected back at me with a joyful colour.
お前に勝つも入れられたことだ。俺はもう少し生きるとしよう。弱い者たちを助けなければならんし、落ち延びていった一門の連中も放っておけん。こうなってみて初めて気づいたことだが、俺にも身内に対する情はあるようだ。確かに平家は映画に溺れたが、没落の定めは変えられずとも、命を散らすことだけはないようにと懸命に動いている者もいる。それを見捨てることはやはりできん。俺も皆が生き延びる方法を探そうと思う。どこまでやれるかはわからんが、せいぜいあがいてやろうではないか。
Maybe you have changed after all, Noritsune. The Noritsune in front of me was not the man he used to be. Unlike when he struck out on his own, this Noritsune was proud of his name and of the Heike clan. He accepted his fate as an heir to that name and saw clearly what he had to do. Even when he was frustrated and surrounded by defeat, He overcame his grief and continued to look forward.
確かに変わったかもしれんな。だがそれはお前がいたからだ。
I'm not sure I had anything to do with it.
お前と出会わなければ、俺は一門のあり方に疑問を抱くことはなかった。お前を追って平家を飛び出したりしなければ、世の中を知ることも、己の役目を考えることもなかった。
Yeah, he did learn a lot when he struck out on his own for a while, didn't he? That was very good for him.
すべてお前の影響だ。先ほど俺を怒鳴ったこともそうだ。あの言葉で目の前のもやが一気に晴れた。大したやつだ、お前は。
You overestimate me. I'm not that kind of person. Even though he thought I had accepted my fate as a Genji, unlike Naritsune, I still had my doubts. Even now, at this late hour, I still wasn't sure what to do. If anything, it's me that's been saved by you. Ah, yeah, the protagonist in Amnesia. I don't know if you're meaning just Amnesia as a plot device or the Otome game Amnesia, which heavily uses that.
そうなのか？なら、やはり俺たちは似ているのだろうな。
I wanted to reply, yes, you're right, but I couldn't find my voice. My wounds kept giving off heat, and my body was terribly limp. Oh no, we have a fever! Oh no!
生きろ、義経。お前を倒すのはこの俺なのだ。だからそれまで他の誰かの手になどかかってくれるな。
He used the line, if anyone's going to defeat you, it's me.
俺に生きろと言ったお前が俺より先に死ぬなど断じて許さん。
Naritsune's voice was gentle. As I listened to his voice and swayed on his back, my eyelids grew heavy.
何者でもない自分として生きたい。今日脱出したあの夜のお前の言葉を俺はまだ覚えている。あの言葉が、お前のあの瞳が俺をここまで導いたんだ。たとえ今は先が見えなくても、いつかきっと見つけられるはずだ。何者でもない俺たちらしいあり方を、お前と俺とならきっと。
You're right, Naritsune. We'll find a way. Together. Hearing Naritsune's voice fall into the distance, I fell into a deep, dark sleep. Oh, and now to see what's happening in Kyoto, and how mad Yoshinaka is. Kyoto.
そちらはどうだった、弁慶?
Oh no, we're going to have some flustered retainers.
ダメだ。トロのお姿は見当たらん。
我らも見つけることができなかった。
一体義経様はどこへ行ってしまったんだ。
義仲殿はシャナ王と会っていないというし、これだけ探しても見当たらないなんて絶対におかしい。きっとシャナ王の身に何かあったんだ。くそ、あの時俺が一緒に行っていれば。
それは我らも同じだ。あまり己を責めるな。悔やむより今は殿をお探しすることが肝要であろ
う。分かっている。
それにしても本当にどこへ行っちゃったんだろう。せめて町の人に話を聞ければいいんだけど。
無理もない。皆俺たちを恐れている。
Ah, yes. The problem that Noritsume had. All the townspeople are terrified.
正しくは義仲の兵士をってことだけど、まあ彼らにとっては同じことだよね。
あいつら暴れ回りすぎだ。どれだけの家を破壊すれば気が済むんだ。
声をかけても無視されるのが関の山であろう。これでは情報集めも難しい。助けてくれ。
今の声は。
また義仲兵どもが暴れているのか。
呆れた奴らだ。シャナオではないが許しておけん。皆行くぞ。
おう。
貴様ら、俺たちに逆らっていいと思っているのか。
そんな。私はただ皆様から食料のお題をいただこうとしただけで。
我ら源氏のおかげでお前たちは平家の支配から抜け出せたんだろうが。その我らから金を取ろうなど不届き者め。
Yay! They're free from the Heike! Their situation has changed, not a jot.
源氏に逆らうとどうなるか思い知らせてやる。おい、ここにあるものを根こそぎ持って行ってしまえ。
どうかお助けを。それを奪われたら私たちは飢え死にしてしまいます。
なら勝手に飢えればいい。俺たちには関係ない。
なんならここで源氏にあだなす者として切り捨ててやっても構わんぞ。
誰か。
やめろ。
なんだ貴様ら。
罪のない民を苦しめるな。昨夜あれだけ暴れておいてまだ足りないのか。
どうして止める。戦での略奪は我ら増票にとっては当然のことだろうが。
Is that the whole reason you're a soldier, huh? So you can loot?
弱き者を虐げて良い理由などはない。
なんだと。
やろうというならいくらでも相手する。その代わり手加減はしないぞ。
くそ、覚えてろよ。
ありがとうございます。危ないところを助けていただいて。
I wouldn't be too thankful. You should probably get out of town.
義仲兵にもあなたたちのような人間がいるのですね。
Not Yoshinaka's army. Reminds you of the prisoner experiment. Yeah.
俺たちは義仲軍ではない。鎌倉の源頼朝殿の軍のものだ。
そうですか。まあどうでもいいことです。私どもにとっては義仲も頼朝も一緒ですから。平家が逃げていってやっと楽になると思ったのに、これでは何も変わらない。いえ、かえって悪くなりました。
人を探している。昨夜この辺りで見ていないか。
はあ、どのような人ですか。
年若い武者です。身なりがよくたおやかで線が細い姿をしています。
ああ、まるで女人のように優しげだが、それでいて凛とした気配をまとっている。
I don't know.
年若い武者。ああ、ひょっとしたらあの人たちのことでしょうか。
知っているのか。
実はこの辺りで昨べ騒ぎがありまして、 私たちは家に隠れて見ていたのですが。
Oh, they're going to get the reports about Yoshitsune now, aren't they?
なんだと。では殿が平家を助けたというのか。
Oh, no, they are getting, like, the full story.
はい。そこに加勢する形で平家の武将が駆けつけていましたよ。名前はなんて呼ばれていたかな。
Hey, congratulations, guys! You found, like, the one person in town who could tell you exactly what happened last night.
まさか平の則常か。
ああ、そうです。平家の女子供にはそう呼ばれていました。二人とも大変な強さでした。多勢に無勢をものともせず、義仲兵をなぎ倒して平家の者たちと逃げていきましたよ。
年若い武者も一緒にか。
ええ。
つまり義経様は平家の者たちを助け、今は奴らと行動を共にしているのか。
そう考えるのが妥当だな。
There's a little bit of a misunderstanding. Just a little.
平家に情けをかけてしまったのかな。義経様は優しい人だから。
だからといってあまりに無謀だ。このことが義仲殿に知られればただでは済まないぞ。
From far away, I felt someone call my name. As if guided by this voice, I woke slowly from a deep sleep. Okay, we're in a house. When I opened my heavy eyelids, the first thing I saw was a decaying wooden wall. Somewhere nearby, a bird was singing. I'm not sure I'd call that seagull noise singing, but sure. And the faint scent of the sea tickled my nose. It must be near the ocean. Where am I? My mind was in a fog as I tried to shake the groggy sensation from my mind. But it was the next sight that caught my eye which jolted me awake. Oh no! You! That is not... That is not the member of the Heike I wanted to see when I woke up. I jumped in surprise. A man with a calm, tranquil appearance was sitting right beside where I lay on the floor. Yeah. Wrong Heike, wrong Heike! I reflexively tried to sit up, but the pain in my abdomen made me wince.
落ち着きなさい。急に動いてはいけない。その傷はそう浅いものではないのだから。
It's you! Quickly I recognized this man with the graceful smile on his lips. I saw him a long time ago, when I had a fight with the Heike in Kyoto. This man was one of the Heike lords. Tomomori Taira.
おや、嬉しいことだ。私の名前を覚えていてくれたのだね。シャナオ。いや、源義経殿。
Yeah, that's true. Not tied up, but still. Not a good situation. Tomomori's smirking face told me that I could hide nothing from him. I pulled myself away from him and looked around frantically. I'd been laid out in a crude wooden hut. The white sun was shining through the gaps in the wooden walls, illuminating the floor of the hut. It looked to be early afternoon. It was then the events of the previous night came flooding back to me. We're also hoping that was the previous night and we haven't been out for several days. I'd fallen asleep on Noritsune's back as we made our way to the Heike's stronghold of Fukuhara. If Tomomori's here, I guess that means we joined up with the Heike while I was asleep. I wondered if the Heike women and children who were with us were safe, and how much time had passed since I fell asleep. Why in the world was this man staring at me with so much amusement? Why is Tomomori here? Just what is he after? With growing caution, I glared at Tomomori.
まるで毛を逆立てた猫のようだ。そう気を張らずとも、私はそなたに危害を加えるつもりはないよ。
Don't trust you, don't trust you, I don't trust you. Then, what are you doing here? More importantly, where am I? Are the Heike women and children I came with safe? What about Noritsune? Just where is Noritsune? I looked around, but couldn't find him. When I realised this, I felt a terrible fear to grow in the pit of my stomach. Tomomori's smile deepened at me as he approached me.
則常なら、今は一族の者に呼ばれて席を外しているよ。先ほどまではずっとここにいたけれど、その傷を手当てしたのもあの者だ。
He's been here all this time, except for the exact moment that I wake up. Damn.
人払いをして、誰もここへは寄せつけないようにしていた。よほどそなたのことが気がかりなようだね。
Oh, that's a point. This dude isn't dense. We have a not dense person around who can maybe point some things out. Although he did already suggest to Noritsune that he might be in love, and that didn't seem to stick, so never mind.
ここは一の谷。則常が女人たちやそなたを連れて合流したのは昨日のことだ。
Oh good, haven't been out for that long then. Looking down at the wound, I saw that it had been well dressed and treated. That's right, I had a terrible fever when we arrived. I could vaguely remember Noritsune carrying me here, my body aching and shivering from the fever. My heart ached when I thought about all the trouble I'd caused him on the road to reach this place.
それから、安心するといい。他の平家の者たちは、そなたがここにいることを知らないからね。
I don't know how I feel that you're the only other Heike that knows that I'm here. Not sure how I feel about that one. Is that so? Then how do you know?
私は則常には少なからず興味を持っていたからね。目ざとく見つけた次第だよ。今日に残って死んだと思っていたあの者が生きて合流したばかりか、そなたを背負ってきたのだから面白い。あれのあんな必死な姿は初めて見た。まったく驚かされてばかりだよ。則常にも、そなたにも。
It seems like maybe I'm not a prisoner? Maybe? Huh? The next thing I knew, I saw Tomomori smiling loosely, his face directly in front of mine. Too close, sir! Too close! Please back away! Staring deeply into his eyes, I felt as though I was tied up, completely unable to move.
まさか源氏の義経がこのように美しいとはね。則常が心を奪われるのもうなずける。
Tomori, back off, we're not doing your roots. Exactly. This is not your roots. Back off. What?
本当に美しくなった。あの今日でまみえた時よりもずっと。そなたをそのように花開かせるとは。 乗常もなかなか隅に置けないな。
Well, I mean, I was the one who said that this guy wasn't dense. Someone seems to have figured something out. I felt myself suddenly becoming very upset and exasperated. What is this guy talking about? Noritsune and I don't have that kind of relationship. Oh. That's what we're mad at. More than that, the way he said it. Sounds like he knows I'm a woman. Okay, we are mad about what I think we're mad about. I was still wearing men's clothes, and I'm sure I hadn't let anything slip to Tomomori, so why? Because he is the opposite of dense, unfortunately. Tomomori smiled more and more at my confusion and brought his face closer to mine. Hey, back off!
なぜと言いたげだね。わからないとでも思うかい？
Can we slap him? I'd like to slap him.
乗常を思ってそのように切なげに瞳を揺らしておきながら。
Oh, wait, we're not. What? No, Okay, we are being provided. We are being provided with hints. This is fine. We need to not be quite so dense. So this is fine, I guess.
気づいていないのか？乗常もそうだが、そなたも随分と己の気持ちに鈍いようだ。
You don't gotta call them out like that.
ならば教えてあげようか。今のそなたがどんな顔をしているか。
Excuse me, sir! That requires slapping. Tomomori's arms hugged around my waist. I felt myself being completely captured by him as I sank deeper and deeper into those eyes.
Oi.
Ah, thank you, Noritsune. Good timing.
おっと。
It was Noritsune who appeared. He ripped Tomomori away from me and glared at him with a look of displeasure on his face.
何をしている、トモモリ。
見つかってしまったか。思ったよりも帰るのが早かったね。
話し合いの場にお前の姿がなかったから、もしやと思い来てみれば。
But Noritsune isn't completely dense. He was like, Tomomori's not here. That means he's up to something.
なぜここにいる？誰も近づかぬように言っておいたはずだ。
少しくらいいいだろう？私も興味があったんだよ。噂の源義経がどんな人間なのかとね。
こいつに手を出すな。
Ah, nice use of the back sprites again. And depth. Noritsune spoke firmly. He stood in between Tomomori and I, attempting to shield me from him.
よりによって一番めんどくさいお前に見つかってしまうとはな。いいか、こいつのことは他言無用だぞ。こいつは平家の女子供を守ってくれた。そのせいで傷を負ったんだ。誰が何と言おうが、こいつは俺が守る。
Noritsune. Oh look, fleshy face again. The low, clear tone of his voice told us all that he was serious. Why? What is this pain in my chest? Whenever I think of Noritsune, my heart feels hot and sore as if it's being squeezed. What's going on with me?
これはまた。
Haratsune's cold rebuke turned Tomomori's surprise into deep amusement.
ノリツネがそんな顔をするとはね。思った以上の入れ込みようだ。それほど互いを気にかけていながら、すべて無意識ときている。そなたたちは本当に面白い。
Tomomori, just finish doing your job as catalyst for thinking about feelings and then leave.
いや、ノリツネ。そなたは薄々気づいているのかな。そなたが義経に向けるその気持ちは。
Oh? Oh?
黙れ。
Harutsune?
つまらんことを口にするな。さっさと出て行け。父上がお前と重衡を呼んでいる。
そう怖い顔しないでくれ。だがあまりからかっては気の毒だな。馬に蹴られぬうちに退散するとしようか。
Okay, that's amusing. Before one of the horses in here kicks me. Pretty sure there are no actual horses in this movie. Just two very stubborn people.
それでは失礼するよ、義経。ゆっくり休んで傷を癒すといい。
Right. With a graceful smile on his face, Tomomori glided out of the hut.
あの則経がよりによって源氏の義経とね。これは面白いことになっている。
You know, I think we'll take that scene change as our end point. And we'll come back to see whatever Tomomori is thinking next time. So, thank you very much for coming. It's been fun. If you're new here and you've enjoyed your time, please consider subscribing to the channel. You can also follow me on Twitter, which is where I post the schedule for the week. The next scheduled stream is on Friday at 7 PM BST, and I'm not entirely sure what I'm playing yet. So keep your eyes on Twitter, I guess. So hope to see you then, or another time. Once again, thanks for coming. Do I have this outro written out somewhere? No, it's entirely off my brain. It is literally not written out anywhere. I just have it memorized. I never even planned it either. Anyway, this is Kalla signing out. See ya. Bye bye.